Yeah.
And
I think we had it the year like that year before. Those times we were
we all
really,
probably
really
had
sick.
it.
Like, the end of the year of 2019, I was
19.
sick, like really sick, and didn't understand, that cold, just a really bad flu like. And, a lot of people saying they figured they thought they may have had it in that time.
Have you heard anybody say they had the flu in the last year?
You know what? No.
Not at all, because Corona came and just took over.
The flu is kind of like.
And you know what? I didn't get a flu shot this year.
I never
because
get flu shots.
I thought they was gonna try to slide a little Corona vaccine in there.
Right.
And I'm like, no, y'all ain't about to get me without me knowing. This is not a Tuskegee experiment type thing.
So you normally take the flu shot?
Every year I do, and I've been good. I take the flu shot, go give me a little orange juice and a little Tylenol afterwards, and I'm good to go.
I never take the flu shot. I never have. My kids never have. The only time Mackenzie has now because she works at Emory. But my mom is an advocate of the flu shot.
I'm sorry, can we take a pause for just a second?
For the cause?
No, a pause for the smell.
You like that aroma coming through you?
I wish we had smell vision.
Wouldn't they be?
Like we ain't even got into it, but I smell it.
Let me tell you, it's gonna be hard pressed to get all the way through this interview because Q's gonna continue to stop and pause and sniff.
We might be able to do some taste testing in between.
Oh, and that's why I like Chef. He's my type of guy. You got brothers and Mary, what's going on back there? Because that's what I need. I need to be fed. I need somebody to feed me. You understand?
He might have brothers, but they might not cook like him though.
Well, we're gonna find out what Chef Joe doing later.
Joe.
Oh, we're gonna holler at Chef Joe later. We're gonna talk. All right. But we're gonna continue this show right now. You got the smell on now? You good? You good with that?
I'm good now.
You good now?
So, would you get the vaccine?
I'm leaning more toward getting it because I am watching and I'm looking at people and I'm, watching what happens. My mom has taken her first dose.
Really?
Yeah, she had already told me she was taking the dose. Like I said, she believes in the flu shot and she's taking her first dose. So, if I have to, I definitely will. I will. I'm still skeptical, but I'll take it. Because it seems to give at least people relief.
Ain't nobody woke up with like
dead, but it hasn't been long enough, and that's the thing.
they woke up
dead, but it hasn't been long enough. Let's be honest. It hasn't been long enough to really find any true effects from taking this vaccine.
Absolutely.
So, we're feeling confident now because nobody passed out instantly. We don't know what's going to happen.
Except that nurse on TV.
Right. They said she was tired.
Said that was causing a pre-existing condition.
She was tired or whatever.
They paid her to say that.
Right.
But
right. So, we really won't know the side effects for a year or so later. We will not. We won't. But if it's going to bring some calm, some ease and allow people to feel better about getting out in society, because that's what you're starting to see now. Since the vaccine has been, available, everybody's feeling better about getting out there. Texas,
Mississippi and Texas have decided
put your mask on. Just come on in.
Right.
So, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to wear my mask, and I feel like that as society, we're still going to have to wear them for a little while, for comfort, because it's going to take a while. They're saying herd immunity by summer, June, July, August, but we're going to see how that goes.
What is that?
So that's when everybody has become immune.
Herd immunity. So they're calling this a herd.
Well, that's what it's called, herd immunity, baby. When people all become immune, because all the group of people is a herd, right? A group of something, isn't that?
I thought that was a group of animals.
Well, now it's a group of people. Okay.
Why they can't call it people immunity?
Because it's a herd.
Person's immunity.
Because it was called a herd immunity. Okay.
That's some bullshit.
Well, now that you know. They're expecting herd immunity around the end of summer, and that everybody should be doing okay. So as long as they opening them damn schools, I don't give a damn what you give them, because I need that baby back in the classroom. She done drove me damn crazy for a year. I'm out of my mind right now.
Well,
I don't know a damn thing. You understand me?
Because you got to help her with school.
That baby flunking like hell. You know that? It's. I'm so glad she's smart, because if it was on her mama, 0.
That's a damn shame.
Maybe a 10.
You need to go back.
I know.
But you know what? Speaking of side effects, as you mentioned earlier, I don't know if you guys got the opportunity to see the Meghan Markle, Oprah, Prince Harry interview. I have. I've been busy.
That ain't side effects. That's residue, baby. What the?
I don't know, but I promise you, I will be watching it tonight. because it's on demand.
Okay.
So I'm definitely gonna watch it. It's like 119 minutes.
I'm not
watching 2 hours,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Yeah, I think it's 2 hours. But anyway, Megan, has been talking about ever since she's come into the family,
right,
the things that she's had to deal with. Honestly, I think she's like the first black piece of person that came into the family.
Yeah, everybody is pure white. You see how white and
pasty,
right, translucent they are. Yes, she is the first person of any type of color that's been in that building.
So she talked about a lot of the mental health things that she had to deal with, dealing with the family. She talked about the conversations that were had surrounding their child that they had, like his color that he was going to come out.
Right, they were worried about how light or dark, well, actually how dark the baby was going to
right.
be. Like, who does that?
Those people.
Those people.
But then one of the main things that they were talking about, aside from the royal family, is the British press. And how they talk about, like, the British press is a little bit more aggressive than any other press in the world. And if they, like Princess Diana.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
They feel that her whole situation was caused by the British press. By the press,
right.
And, I guess they're saying she's resembling a lot of the symptoms.
Same things that Princess Diana did.
She dealt with a lot of the same things that Diana did.
Exactly.
That's why Harry said, the hell with this.
Like, I've seen my mom go through this. I've heard about
my wife and my
children. But hold up. Can I back up a minute? Harry isn't Prince Charles' child?
That's what the internet is saying.
So that was the whole big thing. They were like, that's why they're treating him that way and all of that. I'm like, first of all, how long has he not been his child? I mean, how long have they known about this? But this was the first time I ever heard it. I had never heard that before. Did you know about that?
I've never heard it, but I did have the chance to watch. What was it? It wasn't Windsor. It was The Crown. Yeah, it was The Crown. I watched like the CNN documentary on like the House of Windsor and stuff like that. And throughout like Diana and Charles' marriage, Charles was out messing around with that white woman that he's married to now. And like the entire time they were together.
Exactly.
And Diana needed somebody to release to, so she was with I think she was with her fitness instructor. I think she was with the horseman. She had a couple people she was entertaining. And one of those guys they're talking about now is Harry's daddy. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, we don't want no blood tests, okay? We don't need all that. Just we good. That's Charles' child by whatever, because they was married. Because if you're in Georgia,
if his name on the birth certificate,
no, not necessarily.
You think his name on the birth certificate?
I'm sure his name's on the birth certificate. But if they were in Georgia, even if his name wasn't on the birth certificate, as long as they're married, that's his child, regardless. You know that? Yeah.
So he's heir to the throne. Speaking of
heir
to the throne,
speaking of,
have you had the opportunity to travel back to Zamunda with the rest of the world?
Baby, listen, I may have been the only person who hasn't been to Zamunda. I haven't watched it. I haven't taken time, and I've seen so many mixed reviews about. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, Coming to America 2. Everybody should know.
Coming to America, the sequel to the original.
Is that what it's called?
It's Coming, and then the number 2, which
signifies. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well, Coming to the number 2.
What you doing tomorrow? You got at least 2 hours in
your life? I got 2 hours.
You got 4?
I got.
Because you can watch the Oprah interview, and then you can watch.
I'm only going to watch it. You're going to come over and watch it with me. Because I'm not
Which one, the Oprah interview?
I don't care which one to watch.
I watch Coming to America.
I'm going to go watch Law and Order. Now, if you want me to watch that, you're going to come over and we'll sit down and we'll watch it together.
You got to cook, though. I'm going to need something to lunch while I'm watching TV.
No, we're going to see if Chef Joe come over and cook.
If he wants to get extra food and
okay. No, we're going to just bring him to go. Girl, we're going to bring him over there. We're going to cook us do this one more again.
But you know what? I honestly, prior to the actual release of the show, of the movie, a lot of people have been talking about it. There were a lot of people that got the opportunity to watch it months in advance. And, they were talking about, that ain't good, it's this, is that. But what I think the issue is people have compared it to the first.
Right.
Y'all can't do that because Eddie Murphy was less than 10 years into his career. He was raw and, it was a different place and time. But now, honestly, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing all the cameos.
See, and I think that's what people were talking about.
That shit did remind me of season 2 of Empire, though.
It had
I'm like, look, what is the story like?
Exactly.
Why was Morgan Freeman in here?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think it had, but no, I didn't. But from what I've heard, I think it had too many cameos for a lot of people. It was doing too much from what I heard.
That it somewhat overshadowed the story.
Yeah,
I don't like the comment that, a lot of people, I mean, it's their opinion, but I don't feel as if Leslie Jones carried the movie. Because I've heard quite a few people say, this was Leslie's breakout role. She carried this movie. No, she didn't. What she did in a room full of powerful people, she managed to hold her own in this movie. She didn't carry it. However, it was a good movie. She did. I think everybody got, what they needed to get.
Right.
Sherry Hadley, whatever her name is, the one that played Prince of King's wife.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. She came in, she probably acted since then.
Right, because we haven't
seen her. But she came in and she was good.
Okay.
James from Good Times was back up in there.
Why do I keep thinking that man is dead?
Florida's dead.
I know Florida's
That's
dead.
The role is dead.
James is
Bologna's dead.
And James has died on the show, but he's still good and kicking. But I still don't think he's dead.
No,
but he's
don't
alive.
Be killing people.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, come on back. I'm sorry. Okay, so James is still here.
But you need to see it because like I said, personally, I think it was good.
I want to watch it. Okay, I'll watch it. I just haven't stopped to watch it, and I think people killed it for me because I was excited. I was like, you know what? On Sunday, I'm gonna get up. Me and Keith gonna watch it, and I just kept hearing so much. I was like, y'all done killed it for me, like so. I'll watch it. We'll watch it tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
Speaking of watching stuff, I had the opportunity to watch CNN the last couple of days, and guess what?
I need my check.
Well, it passed the Senate and the House.
I need my check.
And Biden is signing it on Friday.
Why he not signing it tomorrow?
Because he's busy doing TV interviews.
He needs to sign and do interviews on Friday. I need that check. I need them to go and sign that piece of paper so I can get this check.
Well, they done already put it on the calendar. So Friday is when they sign. You get your check by the end of the month.
And when I'm mad about because they told me it's going to be Thursday. When they first was talking about now, he's talking about Friday because he needs to do interviews. The people don't want you to do interviews. The people want you to sign that. Yeah.
Okay, that's all that matters, right?
But I would get it a day early if he just go and sign that check. Go.
You probably won't.
I will.
Because the government been fucking up.
And I'm going to tell you, let me tell you, if you're waiting on your taxes, everybody, which that's
unemployment.
The only reason why I don't have no 26 inches of hair because I ain't got my taxes back. So, but if you're waiting on your taxes, okay, there has been a delay on a lot of the taxes because they're gonna have because he probably trying to talk about we watch, he can't see, he's something. But if you're waiting on your taxes, it is because they are holding them up now because of all the changes that are taking place with the stimulus and with the because there's a child tax credit increase.
Do I have time to get some kids to get?
Have you filed? Oh yeah, if you haven't filed, yes. But for people who have filed, I think they're going to do some adjustment to the taxes one way or the other. Okay. So where it started out, where you can see the line, because again, I'll be watching. Where it started out, they said they was giving you a date. So some of them have stopped. It just says now it just says processing. So they have to get through all those different things. So if you were waiting on your taxes, they are coming. And all your stuff is probably going to get around the same time, your stimulus and your taxes. So you talk about the stimulating the economy. If the stimulus and the taxes hit at the same time,
just make sure your account is in the positive, because I would hate for it to be in the negative when all the money hit. You think you're about to get a couple thousand, and that shit says nope.
$150.77 because you were overdraft. Behind. Wow, it's gonna be crazy, but that's. I'm glad that they getting all that stuff together. Thank you, Joe Biden. All the people that talked about you. Now they want you to go get all the kids and pick them up from down at the fence down there in Texas or wherever, Mexico.
Oh, the detainee, the illegal immigrants.
They keep coming across, and they're blaming Joe Biden. Like they blame Joe Biden for everything. They blame Joe Biden for Dr. Seuss.
Them books that they're.
But that wasn't the Democrats. That was Dr. Seuss and them. They did it themselves.
Who was Dr. Seuss though?
I don't know. Is he a Democrat?
Dr. Seuss?
Dr.
Seuss probably Republican.
But he was the one who canceled his own books. That was the company who said that they were going to.
Dr. Seuss? I'm Googling it right now.
He's an old racist white man.
Old racist white man
that wrote books about
who is Dr.
Seuss. Well, while he's looking up who's Dr. Seuss, I'm saying that the Republicans are blaming the liberal left for everything, even Mr. Potato Head.
Dr. Seuss is dead.
Well, we know his ass is dead, but the company is still alive.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't know he was dead?
Nope.
Well, anyway, the company is still alive. He's dead, and the Republicans are blaming the liberal left for everything from counseling Dr. Seuss to Mr. Potato Head.
Oh, they're making it gender neutral now.
Gender neutral.
But I thought Mr. Potato Head was always gender neutral though.
And you could just change it wherever you want to. You put lips on it.
You put the mustache on the heels and all of that. You ain't never just mix and match.
Yeah. Yes, they changed Mr. Potato Head to Mr. Potato Head and Mr. Potato Head to Mr. Potato Head, right?
Them, they, she, he, him, all those
different, all those different people. So what time is it? It's time to eat.
Nah, it ain't.
Nope. Food still cooking. Smelling good. What are you doing back there, Chef Joe?
Can you guys see?
I see it.
Listening to this good conversation about the vaccines and all that.
Yeah, we talk a little good stuff every now and then, but we keep hearing you chopping, so we keep getting thrown off.
I'm about to bring y'all in the kitchen in a second.
It looks amazing back there.
In a second, y'all.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
Got your little vegetable. What is that?
This is some zucchini I'm dicing up.
Oh, you got your green vegetable.
I needed that green vegetable.
Lobster tail, some base scallops. Bunch of good stuff.
We're about to be
I'm excited.
eat. I know. I see all the hearts. We about to be eating. Thank y'all. We know we about to be eating some good old food up in this joint.
Y'all love
right
food as
here.
much as you love us.
Right.
A little harder.
We need some hearts too. Now we get to talk. Can we get a little heart? We see a couple every now and then.
And guys, make sure you share because in the next couple minutes, like I said, we're going to be bringing on Devo, co-founder of Food and Lifestyle TV.
Yes.
And then we're going to be in the kitchen with Chef Joe. So this is something that everybody needs to be a part of.
So if you haven't yet, if you're just tuning in, you are watching Live with T&Q. We are here at Food and Life Studios TV. We are live, you guys, on location. And this is like one of the most exciting times. I just appreciate them. They always show us so much love when we come. I mean, and I can't thank them enough for opening up their studios, their kitchen for us to come and broadcast. This is always a great experience every time we come, you guys. And you got to get the app. So we're going to come and talk about the app. So you just go ahead and get the little phone ready right now so you can download the app. Okay?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You ready to bring them on?
You know what? I think it's time to bring them on.
Okay. He clean as a whistle.
That was a little dry. You need a little.
I need a little liquor.
Wine.
Wait. No, we're gonna adjust because we need to bring them on in. So can we do that?
So give us a moment. Dropping my wallet.
Oh, let me get that.
Well, all the birthday money out.
You need that. Is the birthday money in cash though?
Cash and card. I got like 6 gift cards. You want to go to Macy's? You want a shirt?
I do.
It gotta be like $10.
No, hell no. Why I gotta get a $10 shirt? I don't want a $10 shirt. What? That's some regular shit right there. When somebody asks you,
I'm offering you something, and what I offered you ain't good enough for you.
Cause it's $10. Why would you offer me $10?
I take it back.
Yeah, I'm going, and you spending more than $10 to bring me.
On myself.
No,
now that $10 is going to me. I could buy me some socks and some drawers now.
Come on, Hunter.
Time to bring on Devo.
Y'all welcome Devo. Oh, he gonna come. He gonna come
we're gonna have to get him everything.
Yeah,
how do we do?
So
we're gonna adjust. Yeah, we're just gonna adjust.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you actually can get on
We family. We're gonna have a conversation.
Family conversation.
How you doing?
How are you?
Look at you see the man. Ooh, he's sparkling, he's shining.
Don't get too close. I need a feeling, honey. I need a feel. Come on. You in that?
We understand.
Like that.
Devo.
Yes, sir.
Amazing,
it is
honey.
such a pleasure to be sitting here. This is years in the making.
Sir.
So for those amazing people out here that don't know about you, tell them who is Devo and what is Food and Lifestyle TV.
Yeah.
Personal, former corporate lawyer, wanted to build a network, wanted to find a platform for young creatives. My feeling was that old school media wants to put everybody in a certain kind of bubble. You have to act a certain kind of way, speak a certain kind of way. In our culture, we have a way that we talk, that we vibe, that we feel, and we flow. But that doesn't affect how good we are at whatever it is that we do.
Right.
They talk about code switching. Well, in a practical sense, in this case, we're in the kitchen. So if you're talking about a chef, you're forcing a chef to have to choose between putting on a mask to get publicity and exposure in a mainstream market, or get one of their boys who does videography to help them create a YouTube something or other to showcase their skills where they can be themselves. It wasn't a professional place to showcase their skills where they could still be their true, authentic self. So that's the creative mission behind Food and Lifestyle TV. We have a first-class kitchen studio, Viking equipment, oven gets to like 1,000 degrees. We have professional lighting, as you see here.
1,000 degrees. That's a hell of a crisp on a piece of meat.
So that's how you get that nice char on the outside of the steak, but it's still nice and tender on the inside. It's that equipment, and so we want to give people a chance to really blossom and to show themselves. And now in a world where everybody wants content,
Right.
now you have quality content that matches the skills they already have. That's the mission behind Food and Lifestyle TV.
So what I want to know, coming from the corporate law area of working, how did you decide, like, all right, I love food so much that I'm ready to give it up and create something for other people?
Here's the thing. It's not my love of food. It's my love of putting people on. I wanted to create opportunities for people. That's what gives me the goosebumps.
Okay.
In Atlanta, when I first started working, a partner, Jay Young, who's back here working the cameras now, we were in the freelance videographer photography market here in Atlanta. And I wanted to find a way to give people chances and opportunities. So people were doing music videos, they're doing reality shows, and those lanes were sort of saturated. And we looked around and we're like, shout out to the chef, Jason Ellis. We went to a function of his. It's a nightclub. Halfway through the nightclub, he comes out with his chocolate lobster, and the VIP room has the girls in the tube dresses, and they're having the food, and the music is good, and it's our vibe, and we're all chilling. And my host, Devon Ray, who was a fashion model, we were doing fashion shows and stuff, was like, "This is my favorite job." Really, the food thing? Oh yeah. And you sort of looked around and thought, this is fun. This food and the lifestyle in our culture, in our voice, this is what we should be doing.
Making food fun and sexy. Now, can we?
Oh, wait, let me interrupt you. Let me throw it back to. So, our first statement video was at a former restaurant Europe. With a chef that we first met, Jayon Barnes.
Shout out to
Jayon. And that was our first statement video about what we wanted to do. And it's one of these hot brunches with the bottle service girls, the sparklers, and the ball players with the Rolls Royces out in the front, whatever. And that was the kind of thing that's missing. One more thing. So like this weekend in Atlanta was All-Star Weekend. In the mainstream media, it was a basketball game, some coverage of some of those circle events around it. And that's pretty much it. For our culture, the center of the universe this past weekend was Atlanta. Every rapper with a rap record was at somebody's club.
Yeah.
However you feel about it. It was somebody's club.
That's true.
This weekend. All the ball players from wherever, the whole city was jam-packed. How much coverage did that get in the mainstream media? But that's the center of our world. There's a missing place in the media portfolio to showcase our lifestyle, our world.
And us celebrating over good food and drink, because that is our culture.
Yes.
We love to celebrate, and we love food and drink.
Yes.
And a lot of people,
relationships have been created.
Absolutely.
Our relationship was created
over food and drink.
Over drinks first. And then we went to eat. And then 6 years later, here we go.
Still together.
Every time we meet is food and drink. Now, Ken, we rewind real quick.
Sure.
Now, you mentioned Jason Ellis. But then you mentioned this chocolate lobster. Do tell.
Oh.
Never heard of it before.
I'm not going to give away his secrets, but he's got he uses like a white chocolate, and he manages to dip chunks of lobster into the white chocolate so that it's sweet and savory. Amazing.
That's an interesting take on some
It
food.
is.
Like I would have never thought to put those two things together. So is that a dessert or is that a main course?
It's like an appetizer. Serves it on like tortilla chips.
Oh. And see, that's the thing about chefs and creating these different tastes that you never think to put together. Every time somebody will say something, I'm like, how does that even go together? Like watching the chefs create, how does that make you feel when they come in? Is there anything they've ever created that you thought, that don't go together?
See, one of the things I have to understand about chefs is they're artists.
Mm-hmm.
So take the image of a cook out of your mind. Picture a music producer in a studio. Nothing on the paper, no notes. Starting out creating something. A painter with a blank canvas. You have to imagine chefs that way. That's what they do. And when you walk in, if you have preconceived notions about what flavors go together or don't go together, you're going to miss out. Because it's a matter of how things go together, the percentages of it, the way they blend it, their technique, and their strategy. So, like a lot of times you go to a restaurant, you look at the menu, and you're like, I'm not ordering that. What's all that? You know, pine nuts, that doesn't go in that.
Right.
But if you trust the chef, sometimes take yourself on a culinary journey. Order something you're not sure you ordinarily would order. You might not like it, but you might find something new because the chef has balanced it just right to fit your palate.
What's something that you had that you never thought you would like?
Well, it's woo!
Popping bottles.
I'm gonna switch the questions a little bit because it's something that I thought I would like, but the level was amazing. One of the things we did here, Chef Jay was taught by Master Chef John Kennedy, and we filmed the two of them. So it's the Master Chef and the now successful student together in the kitchen. And Jayon is an extremely accomplished chef. His food is amazing, delicious. And check out the app, check out our page. He's all over there. They did a Chateaubriand. That's where you have a filet mignon wrapped in pastry. As many nice restaurants as I've been to in my career, as many deal closings as I've been to, this filet mignon wrapped in this pastry was the softest, juiciest steak I've ever had. Phenomenal. And you just watch them work. Like chefs are kind of particular about where they put things. So mise en place, things are in place, the way they handle things. He had like a whole nother level of exact preparation, exact ingredients he wanted. And you're sitting there looking at it going, that's a master chef. Oh, I'm sorry. I think the dish was beef Wellington. Chateaubriand is a different cut of meat, so it's beef Wellington.
Oh, right.
Make sure I get it right.
For the chef, because I call it anything beef, chicken. You're like, girl, it's none of that. It's none of those things.
So we watched him, and it's a piece of meat wrapped in pastry. So it was going to be good, but the quality of the preparation exceeded anything I expected.
So what I want to know, from the start of the Food and Lifestyle TV journey until now, like how has that been? What have you learned throughout this time about yourself in this journey, and what do you want to accomplish moving forward?
I think the transition from a long corporate career, the entrepreneurial side, has been way more satisfying and enjoyable than I expected. There's a certain amount of safety and security when you have a good job. You achieve a certain level of whatever success. You do all the things that society tells you to do.
Yeah, the financial stability part. Yeah.
To walk away and to start from scratch, a little scary, but mainly afraid that I wouldn't enjoy it. I mean, you worry about success, but am I going to enjoy this day to day? And one of the interesting things is that as we started this journey, we kept getting good breaks, and positive things kept happening. And I've lived a decent life. I try to be golden rule and good to people, so I believe in karma. But at some point, so many good things were happening. I'm thinking, I don't know if I've been that good of a guy with this many breaks. People like Chef Joe show up and want to be part of the team, and all the folks that we have that are part of this. So, but what I started to realize was it's not about me. This platform is needed. There are people who need to be able to shine, to be able to show up. And in the time we've been doing this, several of the chefs have got restaurants, they've got endorsement deals. It's their skill. Like, I'm not taking anything away from all of their ability. But the chance to get media training, the chance to be on camera, the chance to grow, the chance to be seen and known. And it's at the point now where if you're in the food industry and you're trying to find the hot young chefs, especially minority chefs, you're looking for good content. Well, this is the quality content that's coming out.
And now you got an app for them to go get it.
Yes.
That was very exciting. We had a really good run this summer. We did 15 out of 17 weeks live.
I feel like we were here. At least.
You were here.
We were here quite a few of them.
Chef battles. We actually had like one-on-one chef battles, chef collaborations. We just had a great summer. And IG is great. This is a great platform. But we wanted to elevate that. So we work with a development company. And so we've got an Apple app, an Android app, and we are now national on Roku. So you can go to Food Lifestyle TV, 3 words,
awesome.
on Roku. We should be on Amazon Fire Stick sometime early next month. And we're trying to give a real professional platform to give these folks a chance to really shine.
So when we download the app, what kind of experience can we expect from the Food and Lifestyle TV app?
Okay, so we're a streaming app. So this is I would call this a niche streaming channel. So you're familiar with the big ones, the Netflix, the Hulus that are general purpose, all different types. Okay, we're more of a niche, so we're going to super serve our culture and our market. Most of what you'll see right away are going to be food. Obviously, we have a studio and we have chef cooking. We'll be expanding into lifestyle program. So all the people that own businesses, all the beauty businesses, we want to give them a chance to have a platform as well. We'll go out on location. We'll go to restaurants, go to events, and really begin to explore and showcase our culture. Focusing on excellence, because there's so much of that out here.
It is. I'm interested to see how you would do that. Like you talked about the beauty industry a couple of times. I've heard you mention it. I'm a stylist of 21 years still. How would you hairstylist? So how would that work? How do you envision collaborating those two things together?
So if you wanted to follow up on the latest trends, if you want to have a chance to watch another stylist give you tips or perform, what network would you go to watch a true professional give you pointers in a way that you would understand and would enjoy to watch? What network would you go to?
Only place, there's no network. Only place people go to
YouTube. Yeah.
That's the point.
I love that.
So we can create anything we want to do. One of the great things my partner used to say when we first started, I'm a month out of corporate. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do. And he would say, I'm not going to say the words, but Devo, we can do whatever the F we want.
That's right.
And so as far as collaborations go, we'd love to have a chance to talk to you. Are there ways to do things? Is it tips? Is it a cute little show where we follow somebody's shop? Do we follow customers at different places? There are all kind of ways you can do that. But when you own the network,
That's it, right?
You can make the choices for your culture.
That is it. You get to decide how they look. You get to decide how we look. You get to show America, you can show the country, the world, how we actually look outside of what people want to show them. And that's awesome.
It doesn't have to be the exaggerated,
Yeah.
made-for-TV movie. Girl, we don't have to do all of that.
Exactly.
There's some of that because that's part of our culture,
Right.
but it can be authentic.
So being a part of changing the narrative or controlling it within our community, like how powerful of a feeling is that for you?
Well, but that's where the career comes in with that. So I used to close $100 million deals. I would be lead attorney. I worked against powerful lawyers, large companies. So at some point, you realize that we can't internalize the way they keep putting us down. One of the rules here in the studio is no self-cap. Because one of the sad things about being African American is that you're always made to feel bad about being successful. So when people walk in here, we had one lady walk in here who was a partial owner of a restaurant. She had a brand new Mercedes. I don't know what it's called, but it's the one that's kind of like a bubble style. Mm-hmm. It's gorgeous. It was shining. And I'm like, hi, I'm Devo. Who are you? And then what do you do? I work at XYZ restaurant. Mm-hmm. Like, you are not a waitress. You weren't pulled up in this. What do you do? Right. Oh, my husband and I owned XYZ restaurant. But our first motive is not to offend people. It's all this self-cap. No self-cap. So I start with myself and the things I've accomplished in my career. So I look at the marketplace. I've worked with people. I know what it's constant. And so my partner Jay and I, he also has corporate experience, international corporate experience. So what we bring is knowing how to structure the business. This allows the creators to come in and be creative.
Yeah.
We give them the setup and the platform so they can do the amazing things that are going on here.
It's so good that you're open to giving people this information and giving them this platform, because so many times in our community we find ourselves crabbing, but we don't want to share. We're afraid that if we share this with you, then you'll get further along than we are, and so we don't share. Like what allowed you to be like, I want to share. I want to see, outside of wanting to see someone, what allows you to be like, I want to share and feel like that it's okay and you're still gonna win.
I guess it's just a different perspective. I can't speak for other people's opinions. I just know that to build, you collaborate, hold hands, work. Maybe it's, growing up with a crew of fellas that we were close. Maybe it's being, HBCU, shout out to Junior Union, Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, maybe that's it. Maybe it's just knowing the teams win.
Right.
And maybe that's where it comes from, but that's what we believe in. And we celebrate and push that here all the time. We collaborate all the time. As today's example, we have,
Yes.
We love having you guys here, hosting you guys here.
We love it too.
Yeah,
We're excited.
It always feels like home. You mentioned that earlier. When we walk in the door, you're greeted at the door all the time. Within 5 minutes of you being here, you will have a cocktail in your hand and a plate on the way.
And to have everything set up, like we've got everything. What the word was, we have everything set up for you guys. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We literally roll out the red carpet for you.
You did.
Literally.
I mean, literally, there's a red carpet here, and
it's
just
comfortable.
It is, and it's so welcoming. It's like, come in, do what you need to do. Let us know how we can serve you, and that's what I think. Anything that's successful has to start with is servicing people. Giving people service. But that's exactly how you make us feel, and so we appreciate that. Like, I don't think people really understand what that actually means and how that helps you be successful, being able to serve.
Well, when you're talking about creating a brand new from scratch media brand, it's not just what is your show or who your stars. It's how do you feel. If I'm flipping through Roku and I'm home, I got my snacks, my feet are kicked up. I want to enjoy time with somebody. I want to feel close to somebody. Yeah. And in this case, I want it to be natural. Yeah. So that's where we start. If you guys are comfortable with natural, then people who tune in will feel like, okay, that's kind of. And then you add in the close-up Black Magic slow-mo cameras on the fried snack or crab cake, then that adds to the enjoyment that you have. But it starts with, how does this make me feel?
You know what? As much as I've been here, I've always seen you behind the camera. I've always seen you making sure everybody was good. Mm-hmm. But Devo, I've never seen you behind the stove.
Oh, he cooks.
Why have I not seen that? Why have I not seen that?
Oh, you cooking, Devo? So is that what we're saying?
So 2 things helped my cooking career. 3 things. My mom was a career woman, and I guess I was about 14 years old, and she would come home. She was a special ed reading teacher. So she'd have a rough day. Mm-hmm. And my grown ass is sitting on the couch talking about, oh, good, you're home. What's for dinner? That got dry. So suddenly it was like, here's hamburger helper. Here's a bunch of chopped meat. So and at first you rebel, but eventually you're like, well, this is my dinner too. Mm-hmm. So let me figure out what these spices are sitting on. Let me figure out what I need to do so I can start to be able to have good food for my family. I work. Oh, wait.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to interrupt.
No.
Oh, wait. You got some steaming over there.
I know I told y'all I was giving y'all a little taste test in between.
One for you, one for you.
Oh.
So this is a portion of the sauce, right? So it's like some zucchini and squash.
Tell the folks.
How beautiful that is.
Right, some sauteed zucchini and squash, corn, capers, and some Corbel champagne. There's some flavors in there, but just try.
Shout out to Jasmine Brown Foreman on Corbel.
So thank you. Where's y'all's bowl?
We're gonna make you this
We've been positive all day.
That's like a portion of it's gonna be added in the sauce.
Listen, y'all. That is so good. That is What's this going
That's just the
on?
vegetables.
You should have bought me a little small
Right.
cup of my own.
I told you a little taste test. I'm gonna go back in my little corner back there.
Oh, you
I was tasting. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be selfish if I don't share.
oh my goodness.
All right. Cheers. I'll take it.
It's a commercial break. Good. That was so good.
Sorry for the interruption.
No, that was not an interruption.
You know what? That food got a little mean. That food had a mean piece of steam on it.
But
The flavor.
The flavor was so
Oh,
good, you guys.
That's what chefs do. That's what they do.
I'm looking at this like,
Hold on.
I gotta say something.
Hold on, I got a little piece of flavor.
Here's the cool
Let me
thing.
get that.
Right,
You
right.
can watch them the shows on our app, and they will show you what they do. You'll be able to see the techniques they have, so you can do this at home.
That's gonna be. Maybe I will get my cooking chops up eventually.
I mean, and you know, you're not bad.
I'm
You're not
getting
bad
better,
at all.
right? I'm
You always
getting
learn
better.
something new.
No,
Well,
child, I got plenty of learning.
Like, I would eat
I gotta
that
learn
by
first.
itself.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like that's and with me, you know, on a food high, certain just only vegetables and certain things and fish. That would
Oh,
be
that
I
would
can
be
eat the
good.
whole thing. That's it. Child, we gonna take some good food home today. It's gonna be a problem. I know y'all want to taste. In case you're just now tuning in, you guys, we are here live at Food and Lifestyle TV with the amazing Digo. And we are here not only tasting food, getting the history of the network,
Yes.
getting the future of the network, and actually getting us some food that's getting fixed
And
right
learning
here.
everywhere that you can download the Food
Exactly.
Lifestyle TV app to be a part of the Food Lifestyle TV experience.
They can do that now. Can they
Yes.
download the app now?
Android,
And
Apple, Roku.
so Roku is ready.
It's ready.
Oh, I already got Roku. I got Roku.
You know, all my TVs
When
are.
we
Yes, every TV. I don't know, but every TV in the house except the one downstairs, and even that one got Roku running.
the last time we were here for the sugars, pimento
Oh
cheese,
no, we're gonna be
and he
watching
was
that.
telling us about it. I
Yes.
downloaded the app then. So,
Well, so we need you guys to go ahead and download it because listen, it's food is always going to be a good thing, but being able to see how the food is prepared, seeing how the people enjoy preparing the food, and this is just a network full of everything, not just food. Food just happens to be the center around the lifestyle of what we're doing and how we're living.
Because every time you've been to someone's house for a party,
You always be.
you have the kids. Everybody's around the table.
yeah.
Even when we have chef functions, we all end up around the table.
And if there's no food, we ain't going. I'm gonna tell you right now.
You
You
don't
know
stay
what?
long.
Right, we'll go and pull up, but we like,
Hey,
okay, we
Auntie.
gotta go. Okay.
I've enjoyed quite a few amazing events here, but I will honestly say one of my favorites
Yeah, what's up?
was the holiday party because I feel like it was like 15, 20 chefs up in
Yeah.
here. Everybody brought a dish. I think I probably brought a bottle because I definitely was not
But
about to embarrass
yeah, put
myself.
yourself out there.
And just to see how all of these chefs that come from different walks of life interacted with each other and they became family. Food Lifestyle TV became that place where people can learn,
Yeah,
love, and grow with each other.
feels
And I just
no-
love what you guys have created.
there's no competition scene. You know, it's
No,
like nobody's
it's
like
not.
everybody's loving and supporting each other. Every time we see all the chefs coming up, it's always support.
Well, that's what's important. And that it's really a family dynamic. We have our little Dragonfire Kitchen competition show, which is competition. When it's over, we all sit down and eat together.
Mhm.
That's what that is.
So before we had that little amazing little bite of food,
Right.
now you were
All
saying,
the right.
So you were saying number one was the fact that you had to start cooking because your mother was, out working, making a living, doing what she was doing.
Step two was I grew up on the land, around a lot of Italians. And just like in our culture, in Italian culture, cooking is an important
Mhm.
part of the culture.
Yeah.
And grandma's doing her thing. The two cultures are amazingly similar. And through the course of the years, I've had people give me a lot of tips so that you cook your pasta or your gravy. That cooks all day. Fresh herbs, fresh basil. You're doing the garlic yourself. You're chopping the rosemary. That's what makes the sauce. So so for many years that was also my thing. And then the last thing is my experience. My mom being smart, she knew that in high school, being in New York, out in the streets, is probably not going to be good for my career. And she arranged to help me get jobs working in the kitchen at camps upstate New York. the culture for Jewish people in Queens is to send their kids to camp for the summer. They can enjoy their summer. So I had a chance to work in kitchens at Brent Lake Camp for 3 summers and work under a chef, Willard, who was a banquet chef. And so I washed dishes, I sliced meat, I cooked, wait, all of that. So so I had commercial culinary experience, practical, and that's why that's where I learned how to cook myself. Although when I'm in here, I'm very rarely going to cook with these folks around.
I love how you talk about breakfast.
I tell you, don't let this man fool you. I got videos, man. Breakfast is amazing.
So, what is your favorite breakfast food, meal, entree to prepare?
I mean, can't really eat like that often, but you make the pancakes and you put blueberries in it, or you put maple or some cinnamon in it, to give a little flavor, so it's not just pancakes. Good old fashioned pork bacon.
Right.
Yes,
thank you, pork bacon.
Coffee. I can't eat like that, often, but a couple times a year.
Couple times a year, no
I thought you were
wonder.
gonna say couple
Okay,
times
a week, okay. Couple times a year.
Bacon is good every day.
Every week.
The youth in you allows that.
No,
The age and wisdom in me means I gotta chill out.
well, we probably could eat better, but we just don't. Yeah,
Well, maybe we talked about that too. African American communities, what you eat and how you eat is important. So, we make joke, we make light, but if we all eat like Big Mama did, we gonna end up like Big Mamas always end up. And so we have to be careful about how we do it. So, everything in moderation.
Let's talk about that though. Trying to eat healthy and budget that at the same time. Food is so expensive. Good, healthy food even more so. So, people want to eat better. People want to find different ways to eat, but they can't afford it necessarily because it's so expensive. How can we, or how can you, or the network give them some alternatives or some ways they can learn how to eat healthy, right? On a budget. Because does that even exist?
Let me write that down.
Right, healthy on
You can't find no healthy food
You
on 10
can't.
for
It's
10.
so
But
expensive.
here's the thing, though. So, one, it takes pre-planning.
Mm-hmm.
If you wait till the last minute, you're probably going to end up with stuff that's not as good for you. So you want to have a little pre-planning. Most cities, Atlanta has them, have farmers markets. Go to the farmers market. In Atlanta, you also have Asian markets.
Mm-hmm.
So there are ways you can find help. If you go to Whole Foods, you're going to pay Whole Food prices.
Right.
But there are other places that you can go. One of the things that chefs often talk about is that frozen foods are often picked at the peak of season. So look at your labels. Some of them are going to have a lot of sodium and extra things added to them. But some of the frozen vegetables and frozen fruits will be natural. So you can use them. So there are ways you can do things with a little bit of foresight, a little bit of planning, so you can still eat healthy and on a budget.
And planning seems to be the word that we need. That's most important here because you need to plan out your budget, plan out what you're going to spend, and then learn how to when they cook it and store it.
Meal prep.
Meal prep. Doing meal prep, then that could help a lot too. You think so?
Meal prep is excellent. Talk about budget.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a really good chef with meal prep, it's not going to be cheap. It'll be good for you, but it's not going to be cheap.
But what about meal prepping at home? Like deciding, okay, this is what we're going to eat, so we're going to buy this, and this, because fresh foods can go bad quickly. So, if you're going to buy them, you have to pretty much cook them. I'm terrible at that. I'll buy fresh everything and by Friday it's gone. I buy it Monday and it's no longer good. The green beans or whatever.
Your freezer at home is your friend.
No.
A lot of times as a child, coming back home from the supermarket, you got to help pack up stuff. Your mom would say, okay, break this down. You have to break it down. You buy meat in bulk because it's cheaper.
Right.
But you're not making this much for a family of 4. So you break it down into portions and freeze it.
So the freezer is your friend. So
The
for
free-
everybody
yeah.
out there, for every one of my friends who talks mess about me
I
for
sure
freezing
do. You know what?
everything, the freezer is my friend.
Q, I'm so sorry because I do talk about you
You do.
freezing everything.
I got some chicken back from October. I'm about to pull out this weekend. You wanna
Is
come
that
on
good? I
board,
don't know. You said October.
So you shouldn't have told us. You just
Right,
just
just
serve it.
cook it up and serve it.
Just cook it
I'm
up.
not. It's not from October.
You lying. It is October. No, you lying. It is October. No, I don't want frozen chicken.
So,
from
Devo.
October. Right.
Sir.
How important in an industry like this, and being a Black business owner, how important is it to cultivate relationships?
Yeah, that's a fascinating thing that you brought up. And I'm going to see if I can handle this diplomatically. That's critical. When you travel around the world, most businesses are based on relationships. American culture is very transactional, get it done, bah, 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 bah. But if you travel, the first thing people want to know is, can they deal with you? Can they relate to you? So you're gonna, and then again, you have a meal together. You talk about family. You talk about issues. If I'm comfortable with you, we can talk business. And so that's part of the tradition we're trying to bring here.
Mm-hmm.
When we had our Christmas party that you mentioned, you had given us favorable coverage, and you've been part of us. You know, introduced me to chefs before. So when we wanted someone to have the scoop on 25 top Black chefs in Atlanta coming together for one Christmas party, I called you because you've been there for us. So we don't just say relationships are important. We actually execute on that. We actually consider that part of how we operate. So relationships, in fact, are very important. And that also means you have to be friends for people. You have to look out for people.
Right.
It's not just, hey, I want loyalty from you. You have to give.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it
we
means,
do
For
for each
you,
other.
oh Lord, yeah.
and sometimes that means you have to be loyal and giving first. Everybody's waiting for who's
Mhm.
going to make the first move. They're all wary or whatever. Like, no, act out of the goodness of your heart, act out of principle, and you're going to take some L's. Some people aren't going to return it. That's going to happen. But that doesn't have to change how you approach things. Be good to people. It's all the things you learn in Sunday school.
Yeah, because
Well, I didn't go to Sunday school. We woke up a little too late to make it
but
at that certain time.
Right,
but,
right.
You know, we got the cliff notes.
but the thing is, most of us have been taught that.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody lives
Yeah, that's
that. And we live it.
Because people think that their talent gets them a certain level of place, but it doesn't. It's knowing people and being good to people and really having a relationship with people.
So to switch to the business side, one of the things I did when I was thinking about switching careers was, you read about producers, you read about studio things. Mm-hmm. And so here's another example. Steven Spielberg was a free agent producer, director. Of course, all the studios want him. There's plenty of money. Money's not an object. Each of the Universal, Time Warner, Sony, they're going to give him whatever he needs in terms of money. Right. So now that's not the answer. So who's going to win Steven Spielberg with their studio? As the people that he felt comfortable creating with. People he felt he could trust, that had his back. That's relationships. Because at that point, hundreds of millions of dollars was across the board, whichever avenue he picked. So he got to select, I'm going here because here at Universal, they're going to give me my space, they're going to give me the final cut, they're going to appreciate my particular artistic opinion, and they're going to support me. And I feel love is important here, so I will come here and make this studio billions of dollars. Relationships.
Relationships, people, how you treat people is so important. And you can be loyal. You can start first. You can reach out first. Because a lot of times we'll sit back and we'll wait. Like, we're gonna wait for them to reach out to us.
Why do we do that?
I don't.
Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to win.
Yeah.
You don't have to win. You're too caught up in the petty.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose the big picture.
Stop being petty.
What's your petty self?
That's the advice of the day.
Oh, petty.
But it's okay to take an L once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay, they got over it. Yep, they got your deposit. They didn't show up.
Oh no.
Okay.
I got my deposit and I ain't getting up for it.
Let it go. Let it go. Keep moving on.
Because there's going to be a replacement for that.
Because you'll support another upcoming business.
Yeah.
You'll support another upcoming business, and you'll be in early with them, and they'll be appreciative of the fact that you were there early supporting.
They won't forget.
They won't forget.
They will not forget.
And remember, all these small businesses, I mean, think about some of the biggest companies that you know. Most of them are less than 10 or 15 years old. The richest people in the world started companies that since you've been growing. Amazon, Google, they're just, Facebook, Instagram.
I never thought about it like that.
These are all new companies. So there's great images of each of these founders in their garages. When people not really believe it. Amazon started in a garage. Zuckerberg was on campus.
Yeah.
These are two of the richest people on the planet within the last 20 years. And there are probably people who were laughing at him back in the day.
You know what? A lot of people have been out here doing these different challenges. I think what we all need to do is create a garage challenge. Everybody goes, whatever it is you're good at creating, get a picture of you doing that in your garage. So 5, 10, 15 20 years later, when you're out here a billionaire making moves for the world, you can go back and refer to that picture.
That garage challenge.
Garage challenge. You heard it here first.
Because he's going to tell you about it.
I need you to come over to tomorrow and take this picture of me.
In the garage.
Yeah.
I'll be over there. I like the way you talk about, though, everybody, you just talked about these companies that started small and got big. People think that's overnight. Can you talk about the process? We do not want to process anymore because everything seems to be so instant with social media that it's quick. Talk about the process because we seem to think we don't have to go through the process or it's not necessary.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting things. That's a good carryover. When you're a corporate lawyer and people are coming to you inside, because I work for companies, so people want something fast. They want to quit. Mm-hmm. Can we just do this? Can we just do that? And the answer, what always happens is, if you jump this step now, before it's time to have it come to fruition, it's going to come back and bite you. It's going to be a mess. The answer is find the quickest, most efficient way to get through the process. But you got to go through the process. Like social media is great for that. So people who are buying likes or buying followers, they aren't real. And now you want to monetize and you're trying to engage with the brand. And they're checking your comments, you're checking your people, and they're not really supporters of yours. Yeah. You have these ridiculous numbers, and no one really F's with you.
Yeah.
So it's not real.
Yeah.
So, create good content. Talk to people, respond to them. It's the same. If you're trying to be a singer or a rapper, go to those little, hole in the walls. When people want you to come through and it's not a lot of money, if nobody knows you, go do it.
Yeah.
You want to be a model. Careful about who the photographers are.
Yeah.
But, if you're just starting out, don't charge everybody. If they've got a good portfolio, if it can be good for you, take some time. Yeah. Let people get to know you being professional. And along the way, learn, grow, get your experience. People don't want to do that. If you've been doing something on a regular basis for 2 years, you know more, you have more skills than someone who's just starting out. That's just what it is. One of the main things about me wanting to leave corporate to come do this was that I had this dream, I had this vision, and I thought there was a really good lane for this opportunity. Mm-hmm. If I'm doing 60 hours a week in corporate America, and there's some young guy out here doing this full time,
right.
It doesn't matter how smart I think I am, I'm going to get beat by the person who's focused and committed and learning.
Yep.
After you shot 10 shows, you have more experience. I'm a better director I am today than I was when we started. I'll be an even better director this time next year than where I am today. Because going through it, finding the challenges, going through the opportunities, that's what builds you. That's what builds the character. That's what builds the experience.
So talk to the person who's working and wants to do this full time, but do their dream full time, their passion full time, but they need to work. Talk to that person. Talk to that person who wants to do the transition. What kind of preparation should they be doing? What do they need to do? What are they going to sacrifice in the meantime?
Okay. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not easy. The answer is you'll have 2 jobs because you need to maintain and succeed and advance in your 9 to 5. You need to be comfortable so that you're solid. You don't have to worry about the day-to-day security. So you actually need to be good at your 9 to 5. What happens a lot of times, people they short shrift it. When I was building this business, I was still getting promotions. So I was still doing what I had to do to be successful in my work. And you'll be tired. There'll be things that you need to do for you, but you need to do them. We were going around doing video coverage of events. You got to pack your equipment up, schlep off to some event, place full of weed smoke, everybody's drinking.
Right.
And you got to do what you got to do, and then plan. So, and then start to downgrade your lifestyle. A lot of people live to the limit or past the limit of what their salary allows. What's really important? Trying to impress strangers in a club, having a bag with a name before somebody else, or investing in a good logo, investing in a promotion, or an opportunity, or a pop-up, or a sample of what you're trying to create. Having a dinner for people who are close to you to come in and talk about your business plan or your whatever it is that you're creating. Time to do, if you're a hairstylist, time to do free hair for some people to get the word out. You may think, well, if I'm not doing my main job, I need to make money in my side hustle. trying to build your business in silence. So you want to do that, save some money, just one less trip, and then plan, where do I get the money that I need? In my case, I was living in Atlanta. It's in Buckhead. There's a Hanover building. It's beautiful. It's brand new. It's floor-to-ceiling windows, and it's overlooking the Buckhead Triangle. That's a fun lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money in rent. It's not necessary. If you want your own business, that's a luxury that you can't afford. So you downsize. Find a smaller apartment off the strip. No more floor-to-ceiling windows. No more concierge. No more door guy.
Right.
But because what was important was building this. I look at everybody's vacation pictures, and I miss the beach. I was taking a few trips a year. I miss the beach. But the important thing was to put the money into here. So we get new cameras, new lenses, better lights. Because ultimately, if you invest that way, it'll grow. So when you're still in your 9 to 5, you've got to start to adjust. Then live a little. Most of us have progressed, so that you start to say, okay, well now here's where my standard of living is. Roll it back, because when you were here, you were all right. You survived here. Roll it back a little bit. And in the meantime, plan the strategy. Read, learn about your industry, know who the competitors are, know the trends, know what's coming. We started this streaming network before Disney Plus came out, before Paramount Plus came out, before Time Warner came out and tried to do what they had to do, before AT&T was trying to figure out was it HBO Max or HBO, but before all of that.
Right.
Because studying the industry, we saw that cable is on the way out, streaming was on the way in. When we first started, people were like, "Oh, you should film a reality show." I'm like, well, if that's what's happening today, if I'm building a company 4 or 3 years from now, that's not going to be it. What's going to be it in 3 years? And so we're very gratified that the macro industry matched what we hoped it would be. But I think Disney just announced they passed 100 million subscribers, and that was like goal they had for 3 or 4 years from now.
Wow.
But that's because I'm reading all the trade publications. I'm reading online. I'm subscribed to newsletters where I'm getting the industry information off top. I'm reading the biography of Robert Iger, who's the president of Disney that bought Marvel and bought Star Wars. Now I'm reading the stories, so that if you're at work and you have lunch, some days you're out with your coworkers. Some days you're reading a book about your industry. But that's how you grow. That's how you put in time and invest to help yourself, so you can make better decisions. You have your money straight. So when it's time to step out, you end up on the red carpet, on TV, with people like you.
I love the planning. The planning, I think, was the key part to what you said for me, because even though you know what you want, after sitting down and planning it out, like I know I want to leave this particular job at whatever time, but making a plan to do so, I think it's the part a lot of people miss.
Prepare.
And it's hard work.
Yeah.
There are lots of times when you are tired, and you want to get a short trip to either your main job or the side gig, and you got to put the work in. And as your side starts to become successful, here's where it gets hard. When your side starts to become successful, but it doesn't yet support you, now it's actually busy. Now you've got meetings to take place, you've got projects to do because it's starting to pop. And that's the tricky time. And you want to be careful that you don't get called to the office because you
Right. Because you're trying to do work in the office, like, oh, my bad. Yeah. My bad.
Hopefully everybody out there who is aiming to be an entrepreneur has just received, take it in, all this valuable information
Good stuff.
that we just got from a man who's done it. He's done it, he's proved it, and we're sitting in the space that
the evidence. This is the evidence.
Anything is possible.
Absolutely.
The evidence is going to be on the plate.
Oh, yes. Speaking of that plate, Joe, we ain't forgot about you.
Right.
Woo. We on our way
I
back.
had like 2 more taste tests for y'all, but Theo was flowing. So
He was.
Well, now that we got a break.
No, but real quick, though, before we get back there, because we're about to go help him stir up something. I don't know what it is. Plate something, stir something. Devo,
I'm
tell
in the corner with a bowl of food.
why they should support Food and Lifestyle TV. Tell people where they can find Food and Lifestyle TV, and tell them to download that app.
Okay.
Get that
Well,
out.
the first thing as a business owner is it's self-interest. So you're going to see super talented chefs, super talented business people. You're going to learn how to do cool things, and it's going to be fun. The difference from our Food and Lifestyle channel from other things you might see is that we make sure we have a good time. Might be a little bit of drinking going on, might be some laughing, but it's about our culture.
Right.
So you're gonna feel at home. So that's why. That's the main purpose. From an altruistic standpoint, literally, you want to help support this infrastructure of a community. You want people like Chef Joe to get Main Street opportunities. Shout out to him. He's gonna make some announcements today about some influencer deals he's closing. But that's because he has a chance to showcase who he is. He's already the chef that he is, but if you support platforms like ours, you give those creators a chance to really shine. So in addition to how much you may learn and enjoy, we appreciate the support. You can download us at Food Lifestyle TV, 3 words, on Roku, Apple app, Android app, at Food Lifestyle TV, 1 word, on social media. And hey, come on in. We'll save a place at the table for you.
I love it. Devo, we absolutely appreciate it. This will not be the first time that we're gonna have you on the platform talking about the amazing things that you guys are creating. This is just the first of many, as we've experienced the first of many before.
Of course.
Now, speaking of first of many, Joe, you ready for it?
Always ready. How they do? Time to hand the baton.
Okay.
So one of the great joys that I have is having these amazing chefs here. And Chef Joe was the Agrushi Chef of the Year 2019. He's a celebrity chef, meaning that people that you have heard of invite him into their homes to cook meals for them. Holiday meals, birthday meals. Your favorite IG model has probably had him cook for a birthday. He knows how to handle it, knows how to make a great presentation. It's a bit of a show, so it's not just clinical chef cooking. He's going to put on a show for you. He is an entertainer and a celebrity in his own right. So get ready for the cooking stylist of the official Chef Joe.
When you have an intro like that,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
I'm like, this is a lot to live up to when people introduce you.
that's an intro, man. I'm telling you.
Appreciate it. Meet us back in this kitchen now. We're about to get it in.
So we're gonna go in this kitchen and eat it up. You hear me?
Powered up or
Yeah.
It smells amazing.
She, of course, isn't.
What? I'm not what?
You ain't never got no juice.
Well, my juice is there. So while they're setting up everybody and I'm
Of
talking,
course, she ain't.
I'm gonna be. No, I'm not, because that's not my job. I'm the lady. I don't move stuff. The lady
You know
doesn't
what?
move
It's
anything.
hot in this kitchen. I'm ready to get it in.
The lady comes and watches the table. Y'all, this food looks amazing.
Thank you. Pardon the mess.
Now look.
Yeah. My mise en place is a little mise en place.
Now you know what? Before I go in anybody's kitchen,
You gotta wash your
Yeah, watch
hands.
your fingertips.
I wash my hands.
You gonna set that right here?
Hold up.
Oh,
Give it a soak.
you need some soap.
Because I didn't hear some of that.
You know where everything is.
Y'all ready?
Oh, you got it. You trying to send me to work here? That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Trying to make me work. You know better than this.
How dare you not want to work?
How dare you? Oh, right, well, you know. You know me. Okay, that's you. Are you looking at it?
Nope. Put this chair up.
See? Let me wash my hands while you playing.
All right. So I'm excited. So I came up in the kitchen. A little thing. So guys, I'm excited. I love to cook at home. So the first thing I see when I walk in the kitchen is this big old pat of butter.
Right.
I know the food is about to be good.
Halfway down already.
I don't know what this is just yet, but
So that's the lump crab mixture.
right
So-
over here.
So first, what I want y'all to do.
Uh-oh. Okay.
First of all, I'm glad to be in the kitchen with y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, we're glad to be in the kitchen
Glad
with
to be
you.
in the kitchen with you.
So, all right. So I've set up a couple things already. So all you guys really have to do is stir it. Act like I mean,
What you want to stir? You want to stir the? You want to stir this or you want to
Okay,
stir
I'll say this because you wanted to do the potatoes.
No, I want y'all to taste things first, right?
Okay.
Just so y'all see, like, palate-wise, like, where I'm at.
Okay. These
Let
are
me-
our,
Let me
these
know
are
if I
our
need something. Let me know if we're there. So y'all already tried that.
Yeah, we tried this.
With the zucchini and corn. and capers.
Okay.
So right here is some lobster and bay crabs. Bay scallops.
Okay.
Taste that real quick.
I'm not a lobster person, but we're gonna see.
We're gonna see.
We're gonna see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. Right? Thank
Y'all, they
Mhm.
always want to get me eat stuff I don't eat.
you. Mm-hmm.
You don't eat it until you actually
Okay,
eat it.
okay.
So
Right,
now that you had it,
It's
Right.
really good.
So
that
the
flavor
balance,
just bust y'all up
so
in the mouth.
the balanced flavors, right? We're gonna watch the spoons every time.
Okay.
Right, but to balance the flavor, you're gonna taste this next bowl, and there's some heirloom tomatoes, some Thai basil,
What is Thai basil? What's the difference between Thai and regular?
because it's from Thailand.
Oh, okay.
I think,
Alright.
you know,
Good.
but no, there's a huge like this. Thai basil is way more spicier.
Mm.
Like it gives you that hint of like, oh wow, a little bit too much, might be too much. So
Taste
just give it a little stir and then taste that.
That's dirty. Not
No, stir.
That's
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
you did a
yeah.
little stir.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. It's got some
Uh-huh.
green stuff in there.
Yeah. So everything's gonna balance each other out.
That's good too. You.
Good.
Oh my god.
I like the face.
Are you ready to see it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna watch this one.
Wash them. Now we're gonna come over to our crab meat right now. So
You can wait for that.
I couldn't.
So the crab sauce is going to be on top of everything. So we're going to just go down the line. No particular order. What is next, though? Let me know what you think.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why it's surprising me.
Uh-huh.
I don't really eat crab and stuff like that. I just
Oh.
and all the tastes are good. It's so good.
Right. Thank you.
Full of flavor.
Yeah.
Thank
Want
you.
some
honey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
I like to hear that.
No, it's literally like how you're changing my idea of the way food tastes.
I love that. See, I might have to coin that.
Coin it. Just remember where
Well,
you got it from.
I'm going to poke you
You
on it.
heard it here
Just
first.
I'm
remember
going to put you on it, but I don't like
right,
coin it.
right. Coin it.
Chef Joe's experience is changing the way food tastes.
So how does that feel though,
Yeah.
as a chef? And we're definitely looking forward to learning a little bit more about
Yeah.
you. As a chef, how does it feel to know that you're responsible for opening somebody's mind and their palate up to something
Right.
that they've never tried before?
I love it. You know, especially because, you know, I didn't grow up, you know, in the kitchen with my grandmother. Right? I was always doing music, you know.
Uh-huh.
Very successful at that. American Musical Awards and, you know, Grammy nominated.
So let's
producer,
move on that
Wow.
because
Yeah.
we don't know that story. So give us that little background.
How did we
about
go from
how
the
we-
studio to
Right.
the kitchen?
Right,
Take
exactly.
another spoon.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk
Wait,
You
about
guys just deserve another spoon.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's talk about that.
Right. So, you know, I grew up in a church household. So, fast forward playing music in church growing up. Then my dad and my mom became pastors. So, when your parents are pastors, you have one choice. And let's figure out what instrument you want to play.
Right.
Because they're not paying for no
Right,
instrument.
right.
They're not paying for no musicians. And guess what? Who was the musician who wasn't getting paid?
You.
Right. But you know, it groomed me into being one, a musician, a producer, composer, and all that, which is amazing. Like if I didn't have that background, it definitely would have shaped my life completely different.
Really?
Because I've only been cooking for 6 years, so I'm 39 now, about to be 40. Opening my first restaurant on my birthday,
Yeah,
When is that?
What is that?
July 9th. And y'all have to.
We'll be there.
We'll
I was
be
gonna
there.
say, we'll be there.
Crazy.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
So I have a duplex block downtown. So downstairs is gonna be takeout delivery, right in the court district. So like my clientele, my focus is for them, right in the courts,
Nice.
right. But then upstairs is gonna be private dining, a complete experience. It's a chef's table, right. So when you come in, eating restrictions are already known, and like I'm preparing. It's a ghost kitchen. Like you don't know what I'm about to prepare for you.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm going way.
You're giving an
Oh, yeah.
experience. It's not
It's
just
gonna be
eating. It's
straight
truly an
experience, yeah.
experience.
Right. You get down with me is going to be very, very intimate. And then I'm opening up the opportunities for other chefs to be featured there as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, what I want to know, 6 years in the game, how have you become an award-winning, influencing celebrity chef? 6 years later. Right, he came through with
Right,
the,
I'm like a spaceship
beaming
landing or
lights.
something.
Right, right.
Spaceship. Like, no, that's just
Shout out to BMW, you know. God, honestly, you know, like trusting like the path for your life, not knowing where you're gonna go, but trusting Him. Before I moved out here, everybody in my immediate circle, family, everybody thought I was crazy for moving to Atlanta. First off, I remember this dinner, and it was just like we went to one of my favorite restaurants. I'm a seafood dude, you know, as everybody probably knows, and we're sitting there, and people I really looked up to, they were all like, "Bro, you're crazy. Why are you going to Atlanta?
Yeah.
You have everything set up." I was executive chef of a restaurant in Manhattan, right off of Central Park. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had celebrity clientele coming in every day for my food. You know, I completely transformed the way they did their business and the way they served food and clientele and all that. Right? But that wasn't, you know, I felt like I capped out in New York. New York is a great place to be, grow up in, and experience food in. But for me, I was just like, I feel like I've capped out. I tapped out.
Everything, right.
So now, my best friend, we had a tech company, and I was the only person that had to call in on Zoom, right? Something so simple as that. And I'm just like, what are you guys doing after the call? They're like, gonna go to the beach. I'm not to the beach, but to the pool, take my kids to the pool. I'm shoveling snow in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. I was like, this ain't it.
This ain't it.
It's not life.
Right.
You know, so I was a little jealous. When my best friend bought his third house, he was like, "Bro, we're about to renovate. Move out here if you want. You know, like, take the time, a couple months, figure it out. If you like it, stay. If not, you go back to New York where everybody will welcome you back."
Yeah.
Stayed, loved it. You know, but it wasn't easy though. It was probably the hardest time I've ever had in life.
So you've been in Atlanta for how long?
4 years now.
So, how important for you was it to follow your own mind for your own life as opposed to listening to everybody else and what they thought you should do?
Right. Everybody thought I should do what I was already doing.
Right.
You know, I was successful at music. You know, I worked for one of the biggest film houses in New York. Right. We've done, if there were 6 songs, 10 movies out, we had placements in 6 movies. You know, we were very, very successful. And I was one of the lead composers of it for 8 years. Yeah. I have, like, my resume with music is nuts. So I don't even talk about music anymore.
Right.
But what's amazing is that you have to watch what you pray for, right? Even when you're young, right? So one thing, I used to always pray. I was like, I want to work with Diddy. I want to work with Nas. I want to work with Bow Wow, Jermaine Dupri. But I never said how. So I'm thinking that just because I'm doing music, I'm automatically going to go in this lane.
Right.
It wasn't like that. Fast forward 10, 20 years later down the line, now I'm cooking for all these people, but being called by them to cook. You know, Nas flew me out to LA to do his Thanksgiving like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Wait,
right?
You didn't miss that? Nas flew me out for Thanksgiving.
He called me first,
and
then flew me out there.
Right.
For Thanksgiving.
Right.
What?
And honestly, that experience with Nas was like the coolest thing because he treated me as if I was him. You know, so when I would come to 5-star, if there's a 10-star, whatever, like he did that for me.
Wow.
So restaurants I would go to, he would just give me suggestions, say, like my name was at the list, and it's just like I didn't have to order food. I don't know what that's like. I'm looking for the menu.
Right.
The chef comes out saying, "Hey, we're going to bring it to the back, show you things, and then have a seat, cocktails, food spread, crazy." I was like, this is different. You know, but like food has given me an opportunity that like I knew music would not. You know, I hope that music would. You know, I thought I was gonna be the biggest producer in the world, like everybody else that does music. But food is giving me the opportunity and the platform to be able to showcase my individuality as a chef and my palate being able to serve to other people. You know, and just like the vibe and the energy in the kitchen, you know. I love the fact that like everything I tasted, you seen that there was something completely different in the texture, taste. You know, so when we combine all these different ingredients together to build out the dish for tonight, it's gonna be absolutely stunning.
So how did those experiences influence what you're wanting to give people? How you're going to give people those experiences in your restaurant?
So I was never a chef. I was always, I wouldn't even say a foodie. I wouldn't give myself that credit. I just love food. Like when it was dinner time, I'm the first one at the table. First one there, right? So for me, I was just like, I want the excitement of like when I walk in the kitchen for playing basketball, sweaty, right? Like I am now.
Yeah, I mean, he wants you to dab your head a little bit. There you go.
Right. You know, like that. I'm just like, I want that when I walk in the kitchen. It's like the aroma that grandma had, but like the gourmet expression of food on the plate, like when I'm going into a 5-star restaurant or hotel. So that's what I always like to bring to my clientele. Oh, you guys gotta taste. We still gotta go down the road. Yeah. So now we have these are some rosemary garlic butter mashed potatoes.
Hold on, say that again.
Rosemary garlic butter. Mm-hmm.
You ready for that?
Nah, I'm coming back, but what is this?
Oh, you don't want to taste that straight because that's jerk.
Oh,
It's gonna set you on fire. All right, let's get some of these good old mashed potatoes.
They're not done yet. I mean, they are done, but y'all taste them before me.
No,
Mm.
good. They are good.
See, I didn't taste for flavor.
nice little piece of
yeah.
meat.
Right.
He's been wanting to test these potatoes since we've been. Just so you know, he's been talking about mashing these darn potatoes.
I love potatoes and grits. That's my go-to food. That's my comfort food.
Oh, yes.
And a little fried piece of fish.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So, let me go wash my fingers real quick.
Because this looks like this might be some kind of good right here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but what is this right here?
So, this is some red snapper, some fried red snapper.
Okay.
I've never had it fried
Me
before.
either.
No, even better.
Never.
Let's go to the cutting board.
Fried
Yeah,
fish.
let's go to the cutting board.
Let's
Me
go
neither.
to the cutting board. So I know y'all can see how we're eating real
Like
good
the
right
cut.
here.
Right.
Look at this good old punch. Oh wait, hold up. Y'all
It
see,
said yes.
y'all see this say Chef Joe on his knife? Joe, what's up with that?
So shout out to Rhineland Cutlery, right?
I like that.
I love
So
that.
they,
Kind of nice. Y'all see
Chef
y'all
Joe
can-
has his own
his
knife.
own knife set.
right.
I'm just gonna go right
Yeah.
on mine with a black with a marker or
No,
something.
you can't cut into nothing.
Oh.
It's like
I'm
sharp.
gonna wire
Yeah,
it
no,
with it.
Rhineland Cutlery is one of the most amazing knife companies in the world. They're overseas, and they saw fit to like reach out to me and create a whole signature set of knives, right? So,
Ooh.
Ooh.
Get
So-
that little crunch though when you cut
He
it.
can't wait to eat the
Right.
crunch, child. I'm trying to tell you.
I can't wait to eat food.
right. So what I want you to, can I use your spoon really quick?
Sure can.
So, we'll do like that.
Yeah, right there.
Mhm.
Listen. That key is not like that. Oh, okay. All right.
So, try the red snapper. I would say take those 2 pieces. Y'all tasting before me too. So
How rare is that? Like you usually want to taste the food before everybody else.
I
To
mean,
make
every
sure.
chef should taste the
Mhm.
food before they serve to anyone.
Oh my god.
What? the
Oh, this
turn away is good.
so,
I like
so
that.
good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Put it all in your mouth. Hurry up. Crunch it. Let it marinate.
No,
Give it a little-
so good.
Devo, this for
give it
you.
a little crunch. Oh my god.
That's so good.
No, thank you.
We eat for real.
Like this is
Yo, don't play games.
really
No, this is really good. I just want a plate.
Devo. That shows right there.
That's for you, Devo.
Mmm.
Oh, is that good, huh?
You didn't even
You
know.
didn't even know. You thought we was making it up? No, it's
I
really
didn't think I was. But, you know.
Like how often do you get that expression from yourself
Right.
in the kitchen? How often
You
do
know
you
what's
wow
crazy?
yourself?
Often because I don't try my food. Like I don't sit down and have a plate of food. You know. So as a chef, like, and most chefs will attest to this, you're always cooking. It's about getting that food out real quick, super hot, and when you at that space, you know, I'm the last person like I'll taste here and there, baby taste. You know, I'm trying to get right again. You know, but when I tell you, like when I sit down and eat a plate of food, I'm just like,
even that's so good.
I see why you got booked today.
Right, that's yourself. I'm like, really, this is real good.
Yeah, no, it's different, you know, and thank God, like my great grandfather, he had something in the genes that went all the way down to me. You know what I'm saying? And because I wasn't in food forever, I feel like those genes just like I could feel him talking to me in the kitchen. You know, like yo, yeah, at least a little bit more of that. Yeah, like the oven's a little bit too high, drop that a little bit. Check this oven over here. Check the stove, boom, boom. And it's like I just know when I feel it.
And that's a question for you. When you're seasoning, no measurements.
Never.
Right.
That's why I like to bake, though.
Right. Oh, okay.
I can tell you how funny story real quick, right? Why I do not bake. So, my whole family, they're all amazing chefs, right? Not my whole family, but like the ones that are in my family that are chefs, all amazing. My grandmother is an amazing baker. So when we were young, me and my sister, we would always go in the kitchen. You know, in the basement, she had her like set up, so we would go and cheat and steal her scraps, right?
Okay.
So one day, we took the scraps that we thought were scraps, and it was really like for a cake. And I tell you, we got the worst whooping of our life.
Oh, right, because y'all was meddling and doing stuff you had no business.
We got the worst whooping ever. So like with that, I was just like, why did this woman come? Because we thought we were eating the scraps of cake. Like, you know, like when they shave off the top, you know what I'm saying? That's off to the side. We got beef so bad. I was like, I don't want nothing to do with bakery.
So really, it didn't have anything to do with the measurements. It's really you got the worst
It's the
butt
memory.
Right.
and you don't want to bake ever again.
And then she used to tell us that we had to be quiet for 3 hours while we're baking. So we would just sit in the room like this.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, this is
what was the significance of being quiet?
She wanted us to shut up for 3 hours so she could
She didn't want to hear you.
Oh,
Right.
had nothing to
That's
do
all
with
it was,
that.
yeah.
I gotcha.
So I'm like, okay.
When you think of, when you hear the term comfort food, like when I start that last bite,
Yeah.
that's what immediately came to my mind. Like, what does comfort food mean to you?
It's not typical comfort food right here. This is
It
not
ain't
what,
like
yeah.
it's
So comfort food is sometimes it gets misconstrued with soul food, right? And soul food gets misconstrued with southern food, right? So I feel like comfort food, you know, like if you're eating comfort food, like 30 minutes later you should have the itis.
Yeah.
That's comfort.
Yeah.
You know, like because you're comfortable, shoes gotta get popped off.
Yeah.
You know,
You
a bubble.
Yeah,
You gotta loosen. You gotta feel comfortable. So certain dishes, like they give you that, and you know, I don't say that I do comfort food or soul food or southern food. I feel like I have a melting pot of what I'm breeded from, which is I'm from New York. You know, I could go down the block and get the best Chinese food, Spanish food, Italian food, Jamaican food, Caribbean food, anything, because we were growing up like that. That's how New York is. It's a melting pot of amazing, amazing food. So me not even knowing when I'm young, you know, I'm eating this food and I'm just tasting, my palate is being developed.
Right.
You know, I'm developing my palate, not even knowing that years later, I'm going to be a chef. I had no clue I would ever be in the kitchen cooking. If I did, I would have probably started doing dishes in the house more because that's the one thing I hate.
Right.
I hate doing dishes, you
I
know?
don't think that anybody likes to do dishes.
Some people do.
I don't mind a good, you know,
Right, some people do.
busting suds.
I hire somebody every time I'm in the kitchen so they can do dishes. It's that serious. Right. My mom told me hire your weakness. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hire your weakness.
Right.
That makes sense.
Shout out to moms for that,
Right.
that advice.
Right.
Right.
I like that.
right.
I
So
like that. This food is good.
So now comes
this is
Right.
plating
let's
portion.
play.
Yeah, we're
Like
right.
I'm not good at plating. I love cooking. I'm a guy that likes to cook and knows how to cook. I'm
Yeah.
a chef.
So don't get caught up in the word chef to be able to like know how to cook and like enjoy cooking. Because first you have to enjoy cooking, right?
Yeah.
I tell everybody like love is the most important ingredient you're ever going to add to food. Right? When you
I
add
heard that.
love,
Yes.
Love.
you add love to that, I feel like love just fills in all the blanks, right?
Oh.
So if I need a little bit of extra sauce or a little bit less, you know what I'm saying? Love is gonna fill that blank in.
So you gotta love what you're doing. You have to.
You have to. Or else just don't do it. I could walk in a 5-star restaurant and it's like the chef is like on chops.
Yeah.
Or not chop. What were we just watching? Oh, I almost missed it. Hell's Kitchen, right? And it's just like that guy does not love what he does.
Mm-hmm.
So he's putting that in the food. And you can taste it.
Taste it, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All his guests taste it. And
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
Right. So like if I put love in food, like even this over here or this little whatever is gonna be so amazing on your palate because like the love was just like
listen, I've been tasting love all through with y'all. I think we're in a relationship.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
What's up, babe?
Hey, how you doing? Listen, see you later, okay? Yeah, I need a plate of this though.
Yeah. So let's get to the plate.
let's play.
I want to play. I want
You
you to teach me.
how to
You
play.
grab a plate. I grab a
Ooh,
plate.
this is gonna be fun, right?
Yes. So,
This is gonna be really fun.
However,
Teach us how
when
to
it comes
play.
time to wash them dishes,
Right.
I ain't doing that. I already told y'all I don't like busting no suds. So we're gonna see how this go down.
let's see how it go down.
Okay.
So
So we're about to play some food.
plating is my favorite portion
Is
of
it?
cooking because that's getting closer to people's eyes
Okay.
not to look at me with so much intensity
Right.
and just excitement.
Okay. No, I felt like taking my life.
You about to get a fork
Okay.
in a minute.
So I can understand where plating is important because that's what people see first. They
Right.
see before they taste.
Right.
They get
So even
visually
on like
right.
Instagram
Mm-hmm.
or social media apps, right? 99% of people that like my pictures or videos, like they're never gonna taste my food at that moment.
Right.
Not in life, but at that moment. So it's just like they eat with their eyes,
Right.
and it's like you got to give them that. So we're about to give all these viewers at home a little
An experience.
experience with their eyes, right?
the Chef Joe experience.
Yes.
The live with T. Marie and Hewitt.
This is about to be on and kids out.
Experience on top of experience.
I'm so glad y'all about to play this
Inside
up.
of the Food and Lifestyle TV experience.
Right.
Man,
There's so
you got
many
experience
experiences
after
going on
experience.
right now.
Exactly. So we got to play this up.
You excited?
I think more because I want to
So
eat, but
excited.
I want to play this so I can eat it. But I want to see how it looks. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be cute. So guys, we are
How
about to
much of this
play.
did you eat?
I didn't eat all of
I
that.
feel like it was a little bit more.
It's not
before
because you
came
put your
over here.
finger in there before I got there. So we're about
Look
to
at
plate this food, y'all. This is
Right.
about to be everything.
Right. So first, we're gonna lay out our base, and typically you do. Right. So thank you guys. You gotta have the great producers in here. Make sure
Exactly.
everything is flowing right. Shout out to Food and Lifestyle.
Yes, yes.
First of all, let me just say something
Okay.
about them. Really though, like when I first met them, you know, I was still on my young stage out here as a chef. You know, I would never say I knew everything. Still don't know. I study every single day. Little things that people don't even think about, like how to make an egg 100 ways. You know, good, bad, and ugly, right? And one thing about Food and Lifestyle is that they are intentional about making sure chefs,
That's my word. That's my word.
right?
Intentional.
Intentional
Yes.
about making sure chefs get to highlight what they do, their craft, and they applaud success, and even showing like I could post a picture or a video, and it's just like I'm getting all these extra likes from people I don't know. It's because of them, because they reposted something so simple, but like they believe in the brands and the individuals that they surround themselves around, and it's just like it's a community over here where I would never have this in New York. You know what I'm saying? In New York, we all know like crabs in the barrel, but it's like even in Atlanta, anywhere you go,
Yeah.
you're never going to find this type of community of chefs. Like you've been here for some of the events where it's 30 chefs, everybody bringing a dish.
Yes.
And it's like it's all love. It's not competition, but when it's competition, anybody can get that smoky. Don't do it.
And
That was
I ain't gonna start with them today, but anybody can catch it though. You know, don't think that I'm like a celebrity chef and I really don't do this for real. All right, so let's go back
So we back.
We
We
back
meant
now.
that thing.
No, I did. Because, sometimes Dragonfly Kitchen, they be trying to try us because they see us chilling on the side sometimes. That's okay. But yeah, so we're going to get to this plating real quickly. So literally you want to, so typically there's 3 components to a dish, right? You have your base. I'll say 4, right? So your base, which is like your starch, whether it's potatoes, rice, or pasta, right? Then you have your sauce, and then your protein, and then garnish, right? So we're going to go through that whole process right now. So
say it again.
Base, sauce, protein, garnish.
Boom. And pork.
and a 4. And a 4.
Throw it to me. Just give it up. Throw it to me. Throw it to me. It's
Oh.
way.
Oh.
You're like, get that out of here, baby.
Right. My bad, guys. So let me bring these mashed potatoes over here. So these are some rosemary garlic butter mashed potatoes that I typically do all the time for my clients. I think they're delicious. I saw you guys.
They are
smile.
delicious. Just for the record, they are. He thinks they are. I'm confirming they are delicious. Okay.
Right. So with plating food, one thing that people do a lot of times, they add too much. Right. It's supposed to look beautiful. It doesn't have to look like the hungry man
Right.
special.
Like you were trying to empty out the
Right.
pot.
Right.
I
Right.
do that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's 'cause we
So
plate
I'm
yourself.
gonna let you start. Ladies
Ladies
first.
first.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna just put a dollop right here. It
In the
doesn't have to
middle?
be- It doesn't have to be a baby dollop, but like you want to set the base right there.
That's good, babe.
Now I hope you understand that is your plate.
Okay.
Give
Well,
me
let me
this
get
little bit
mine
of mashed
right.
potato.
Okay.
Keep
There
it
we
on
go.
the center.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Now
So
go on do
you
mine
can, you
too.
can go and
While you at it.
do the little,
Oh,
So right here, I'm gonna because we have
the stuff that's been on
extra
top of it, so
goodness.
that's my bottom.
right.
I need
So-
some
Your
potato.
base.
Oh, my base.
The base.
Your
Okay,
base.
that's what I said.
So we're creating like the foundation right there, but
Oh.
like a little pocket, so like the sauce and everything kind of lives.
Okay, so what we're learning here is that this is for everything. This is like making another plate on top of the plate, right? Kind of.
Basically.
Okay.
The base on the base. So
Yeah.
now you go do that, and I want you to do it right.
Oh, yours?
Mash
Yeah,
it out. Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh
put your
my
gravy.
God. Okay. So I got you a little bit more.
No, you don't.
Oh my God, because he loves potatoes. So let me. Oh Lord.
Do it
Jesus.
right.
Okay, wait.
Give me
wait.
that
Mhm.
little dip,
Dip
in the middle. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You need that,
Uh-oh. Let me put that back
Bring
over.
it.
and you want to keep it to where like you see like you don't want it to run out
So where?
unless you really want it to.
No. So I want this to go in some more. Y'all, this ain't my job.
No, you're doing it. You're learning right now.
I see
Yeah,
what
that's
my.
good.
Okay, that's good. Let me do a little ball hole right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That's perfect.
That's good.
Okay.
Right. So
Good job.
Yay! See.
next, so this sauce is going to be last. This one on top of
Okay.
the red snapper. So what should we do next? I feel like we should be right here. Let's do some vegetables.
Yeah,
Right. Add
vegetables.
some texture of color.
That's what I feel. Okay, so you do the
Okay,
veggies.
so I need a.
Do we have another spoon over there? We can use one of these small spoons.
This is good. I love
One
it.
thing in the kitchen, you don't need a million things to create something amazing, right? Everybody's like, I don't have a chef's kitchen, I don't have this and that. Like, you have to use what you have to
Okay.
create what you need, right in the center. Mm-hmm.
You know, like-
And you want to kind of put it on the outskirts a little bit, just so you see it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a little. That's it on this one.
That's good right there, yeah.
Okay.
So
So
that's-
everybody got quiet. Make sure I'm doing it right.
So that's the base with the zucchini and squash and corn and capers.
These don't look like second plates, but okay, maybe it is. I have to go back and get some more.
Right.
You hungry again before you
right,
ate already?
right.
Okay.
You put a little more
That
corn
looks good.
in mine.
You want?
That looks
Damn,
really
see
good.
here.
Give me a little more.
You find you a couple
There
pieces of corn. I got you.
corn.
That looks good.
Okay.
4 more. There you
Four
go.
more kernels of darn
So,
corn.
so
Hey,
next
what's this?
we're going to do.
Here, rinse that off.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
So certain items that like almost like when you're a bartender, you want to highlight certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So you see how we have the vegetables going in first. Then we're going to start putting the protein of like salmon. I mean not salmon, but the mussels. I mean I'm thinking about
Lobster,
I'm thinking about 12
right.
dishes today, as y'all can see.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna take a little bit of this.
Okay. Just a little bit at the center
Mhm.
of what? The
Right
corn?
there, yep. Mm-hmm.
That's enough or some more?
A little more. That's good. Now do the next one.
Okay.
Real quick. I'm gonna get the sauce heated up again. Add a little bit more heavy cream.
Cute.
Oh yeah, making us a little.
Oh
Right.
Lord.
So excited. Snapper.
Oh,
Snapper.
Oh, snapper.
Oh yeah, it's
Right.
definitely
I know. It's all the highest.
Right. So then we're gonna add
mine. The most.
the mostest. We're gonna add this sauce first. Then we're gonna do the lobster and scallops, and then we're gonna garnish really, really quickly. So I'll let you do this. We're just gonna take a little bit. You drop it right on. I'm gonna add a little bit of coconut
I
milk
do.
as
You.
well.
You.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you do.
A little bit of
'Cause I did
seasoning
that.
because I might have taken away from what was there.
Oh, oh. Yeah, heavy. Yes.
We don't need no more butter though.
Child, this food will put a whole stick of butter in anything. You understand me?
All right, here we go. All right, so we're gonna pour right on top. And you viewers at home, I wish you guys could put all your phones on slow motion. Let's just catch like the drip.
But I'm dripping it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. It's your time to shine, Q. Don't mess up
So
the
just
drip.
right out of here or onto this and drip.
On, straight drip right on there first, and then comes the second one. Because it's all about like you have to put on the show for the people while they're watching. Because this is food porn right here. You know. Oh, big drip.
Oh, nice.
Big drip.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Ooh. Y'all see that?
You feeling the way?
I am.
Come on
I'm
back.
excited.
I know. I see it. I saw it.
So we're gonna add the lobster and scallops.
So where do these go? On top?
Uh-huh.
So just sitting on the corner or?
Yeah, you can just swirl around.
Oh,
Let it be fun. There's no rules to food
is that enough?
other than eating it. When it's all done.
Let's go on the side.
Can we give me a little more right there?
Oh my gosh. There.
Thank you, thank you,
All
thank
right. And then we're gonna top it with a little bit of microgreens, right?
Sprinkle.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine all these tastes together? Now we've tasted them
We're
separately.
about
Right, you taste them
Put them
separately.
together. This is about to be easy.
Right. So one very important thing, anytime you prepare food, you always want to clean your plate, right? So the palate needs to be set up. Okay.
Give it a little.
Yeah. Wipe around the edges.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Then we're gonna set up for the big shot. It's all about the shot after.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to wipe it though.
Oh.
You want to make sure like the whole plate is
It's
clean.
right.
Mm-hmm.
See, I ain't trying to suck up too much of that gravy on these good.
Yeah, no, you won't get to it.
Okay. Give me a little bit more. That's okay. Where it's supposed to be white, it needs to be white.
Right.
Oh, I felt like I just did something.
You did.
I just changed the game a little.
I can't wait to breakfast tomorrow. I'm gonna play the hell out of them grits and bacon.
Send me a picture here.
Oh.
Where did you eat my little piece of leaf?
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Just a little extra.
Microgreens.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. What is it?
What is
Oh,
that?
that's amazing.
So now it's time to get the money shot,
Yes.
and that's what we let Food and Lifestyle like. But we want to show like the viewers at home like where we're at with this dish.
Ooh.
Your mouth water.
Yeah, honey, I'm ready to eat y'all.
So you can tell everybody that you made this plate.
Because I
Because
did.
we
We
did.
made
We did.
we
You
know?
made this
We
plate.
constructed the.
We did.
Yeah.
We
Right.
put it together.
And I want you guys to taste it because I know we have a few more minutes before we go off air. So like, forks.
So look, I need a picture first.
Where's the camera? There's your phone right there. So you guys, I know everybody's here on Instagram and they're on Facebook. I know you guys can't see. I need to take the plate up to the front so you guys can see how amazing this looks, because this looks good. So I'll bring my plate when we get through so you guys can see too. But it's about to be all in popping. Okay? Now, this is what food porn is all about. It's the tease. Not actually the entrance, it's the tease. It's not the taste, it's the tease. It's the tease that turns you on. Okay? This is so good. I know everybody's looking.
Both of them the same way first.
Melissa said you had me at fried snapper. I know, okay, Melissa? I mean, it's looking so good. Plating magic. Yes, it is. I'm telling y'all, we are excited. We cannot wait to dig into these plates right here. So make sure that you guys are getting ready to download this app when we're finished, because you're not going to be able to eat plates, because that's what we're going to do. But you can definitely get ready to download the app if you haven't already.
What's the name of that app?
The app is Food Lifestyle TV. Yo, don't let me forget TV, because you be looking at something else. Food Lifestyle TV. Get that app, download it now. You don't want to miss these type of experiences. So if you loved it now, you're definitely going to love it when you can just have it at your hands.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to eat,
Do
y'all.
it.
Time is
What
coming.
are y'all talking about? Get ready.
Here's your forks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, it's toast.
You toasted?
We gonna sweet.
Look at me, y'all. I'm about to eat this too. All right. You ready?
Trying to get a little bit of everything.
Oh my God. This is heaven on a plate. Oh my God, y'all.
Hey, did you feel bad for busting through that beautiful presentation?
What you talking about? So this is good.
That's really good.
And I ain't a lady about it at all. Like, this is really, you know, every time I tell you how to eat like a lady, I don't. I'm eating like this is good. Look at this, y'all. Ah.
This is amazing.
This is Chef Joe. Changing the way food tastes. You need to go ahead and remember that, because for people who are skeptical of seafood, because I'm not a big seafood person, all of this,
Really?
no, not at all. And this is amazing.
Well, I thought y'all wanted seafood today.
And we said fish. That could have been a piece of fried tilapia, child.
Oh, no. We don't do fried.
Okay.
Please, no, that's a curse word.
That's a curse word. See, that's what I'm saying. But see, that's what
I
I'm
was
saying.
just
You changed. It's great.
You taste like all the different, like the notes of everything you taste individually as well.
See, like it's so crazy to taste everything by itself,
It did
but
taste
then
together.
it came together and it just made
Oh my God.
best combo ever.
So yes, allow yourself to be open to different dishes, because I would never order this.
Right.
I would not. I know you wouldn't.
So look, Chef Joe, we appreciate you. We appreciate this. He taught us how to plate today.
Right.
Like, I don't ever do that. So look, tell the people how they can stay in contact with you, tell them what you have going on.
Stay in contact with me. My most prevalent social media app that I use is Instagram. So if you type in Chef Joe on IG, like, I'll pop up. And I thought that was pretty cool. Like, I'm like the first person. I mean, my name is very generic. Joe.
Nope.
You know?
You popped up?
Right. So, but it's the official Chef Joe on Instagram. And I have a couple cool things happening right now. So I work with a lot of corporate brands. BMW, they're my corporate brand sponsor now, which is amazing.
Yeah,
I was the first
congratulations.
influencer that they had for this new program. And now we've built it out to where we have a couple amazing like influencers a part of it. Shout out to BMW.
Why BMW ain't called us yet?
I don't know. That trip, I'm calling them on.
Yeah.
We can have
We need
conversations
to-
about
we
that.
need to-
Yeah, I'm calling them on.
Yeah, we can work it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so food and lifestyle is my home, so anytime like I get the call, I'm super excited and happy to come through. Cook
Yeah,
up
my
with you guys. Mother leg.
Okay, right.
Hi, germs.
I'm eating them during that. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. A bunch of cool stuff happening, but like I like to live in the present, so it's like all about us right here, right now, with you guys in the kitchen, creating some great food. And I'm about to give me a plate too because I'm jealous.
Yeah, because I'm glad you left yourself some, because I'm going to do make this share, but
We appreciate you for exposing us to the Chef Joe experience.
yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Devo, we gotta have Devo back in this.
Hey,
Hey,
Yeah.
I gotta come get a plate.
right.
Yeah. So good.
Guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. Today has been a culinary, like a masterpiece, a mixture of information, a mixture of food, knowledge as far as us learning how to place that is like absolutely amazing.
Great.
So we thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back next week.
Yes.
We got some great guests.
Great guess. Who's going to be on next week?
So look, I'm an 80s baby.
Lord,
So
child, yes, it is.
I've been going back to people who I absolutely love.
Mhm.
So if you guys are familiar with the legendary group of the Whispers,
The Whispers.
they'll be on the show next week. So
Yes.
we'll be talking.
We're going to
to them
rock steady
about-
with them.
Right. We're going to talk to them about
And we
you know,
finna get this-
50, 60 years in the industry and
Right.
continuing the move.
Can't wait.
So tune in next week, same time, same place.
Same place.
Before y'all go out,
Before we go out.
Lord, thank you.
You know we gotta do it right. We have food and
That's a
lifestyle.
tequila.
Oh yeah.
This is the tequila.
Uh-oh.
Those other ones, you know, when I first had this, honestly, the first time I was introduced was food and lifestyle. With me just walking in randomly on a night. I knew that they was having something going on, but I was a little late. And I'm just chilling, having a cocktail. And Devo presents the Harold Durham legend to me. And I'm just like, bro.
Legend.
Wow.
I was like, that's different. But this spirit is so amazing. Like, I haven't had anything that
Like,
tasted
are you
close
serious?
to like it.
And I love tequila.
añejo, so it's aged. You're used to tequila being light. This is dark.
I love dark tequila.
It's got vanilla notes to it.
Ooh.
So we're just gonna take a little bit on ice, just like that.
1940, who?
Oh
Right.
my gosh. Look at this, y'all.
Let me go put that in the
Yeah, you gotta put that in the screen. Look at that.
I'm coming to every camera too. Don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Yes, catch them.
I ain't forgetting about y'all because this is on my counter, my kitchen.
Oh my goodness. Oh, look at the box.
Come to the box.
That box
The
is
box. The
and
box is
everything. Woo. Y'all know we like a good liquor and a good package
So,
of the liquor.
good.
Thank you.
Sure.
So,
So look, we appreciate y'all being here. We're glad to host you.
Thank you.
An amazing show, an amazing platform you've built, multiple platforms, and we're just glad to have the chance to socialize, eat, and drink with you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
cheers.
Cheers to you and with you. And on that note, see you guys later.
See, that's
Oh,
when
wow.
you gotta sip that. This is not a shot drink. This is
Oh, that's
you have to enjoy.
Do you taste the
essence.
notes? Those different notes, you taste the
yes,
notes.
it's a good to. Oh
Now
my
when you taste the fish, it's gonna
goodness.
taste different.
Ugh.
Thank you, Herodor. Again.
This is now this
Oh,
Still got the hair there stain on it.
Right.
now this is a lifestyle. This is a
I
lifestyle.
appreciate you so much. See you next week.
Bye.
Say bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Sayonara, baby.
See ya. Over there too. Bye.
Can I eat now?
Anything I need to hear, baby?